23. Welcome back to Daybreak. There is one thing that most of us wish we could be better at, and it's absolutely essential: getting proper sleep. Do you? I don't. Especially with all the twists and turns of life, it's important to be getting enough. Indy Bookmeyer joins us with some advice that I'm going to listen to readily here from Indianapolis Moms. Thanks so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, happy to have you. Well rested this morning?
Yes.
Feeling good?
Absolutely.
All right. So your first tip is to make this a priority because it's a necessity.
Absolutely. And unfortunately in society, there is the notion that sleep is a luxury. And that's what I think needs to be dispelled, is that it's actually a necessity. And there are so many negative effects mentally and physically that can result from chronic sleep deprivation. And so if we could incorporate better sleep habits and make it a priority, that's my tip number one, like being mindful, being intentional, that this is something that I deserve to do for myself, to be better, to do better, to have more energy, to be a better parent, to be a better, employee, to be a better friend. And so setting a sleep schedule, I know that sounds silly, but when we make it a priority and we say, okay, if I need to get up by 5 a.m. or 6 a.m., do some backwards planning. How much sleep do I need? What time do I need to go to bed by? And try to stick with that. And as we've discussed, life happens and we can't always make it a priority, but whenever we can, we should.
And when you're on that schedule, don't make it I'm going to get into bed at this time. Actually try to be sleeping by that time. We have a lot of things trying to compete for our attention.
Yeah, and that brings to tip number two, which is just try to set a technology curfew. Shut off your phone, unplug, and unplug the phone, unplug any iPads, devices that activate our brain so much. And another tip I had, I forgot to put it in my blog, but is not to check your phone throughout the night. I don't know about you, but sometimes, I'm guilty of this. I wake up unexpectedly or I have to use the restroom, and I make the mistake of checking my phone to see what time it is, and then the next thing I know, I'm looking at text messages or emails, and then you lay awake like, thinking about my to-do list. I'm thinking about that work email I just saw, and it just really takes away from the time that you should be investing into recharging and into getting good sleep.
Right. You already have the muscle memory. So many of us do. When you pick up your phone, you automatically start doing things. You don't even realize you're doing it. You say to move and fuel your body the right way. We're talking exercise and eating right?
Absolutely. And this is a common theme I think you'll see in a lot of wellness blogs or just in general. And when we move our body and we get good exercise, we're fueling it nutritiously, we're setting it up for better sleep each night. And another tip was to avoid caffeine and vigorous exercise 3 hours before we go to bed, because again, it gets the endorphins released and then it makes us all hyped up, and we want the opposite effect. We want to be decompressing and relaxing and getting ready for good rest.
We'll try to roll through these last two quickly. You say to have some relaxing nighttime hobbies and to make your bed a sleep-only space, so don't combine the hobbies and the bed. So
yes.
What ideas do you have for those relaxing hobbies?
So there is a variety, deep breathing, meditation, coloring, reading, and journaling. I feel like there's a lot of different avenues that people can explore and find something that is good for you that doesn't involve screen time.
She's Indy Bookmeyer. They're Indianapolis Moms. Find them online and read more about her tips here. Scott, I can't tell you how many times I've woken up with the Kindle smacking me in my face.
Yeah, well, and I'll tell you, so the reading's a big deal for me, maybe not for you, but on paper. It has to be not something like a tablet or the phone. The paper is my relaxing.
Yeah, that'd be better than having that light in your eyes.
Hurts less when it hits you too.
Yeah.
9:20.